Hello everyone, welcome to Omega Reports. In this video, we're going to learn how to actually generate a report. Now you've already added your registration information and your investment information, so now you're ready to go. So to generate a report, all we have to do is on the left-hand side, click Reports, and you're brought to the Report Selector screen. Now there's, as you can see, 6 different reports that you can generate. The first, the complete report, is the actual client report that you will probably be using the most. The next report is the vendor list, which is simply a listing of all of the different funds and vendors that Omega Reports tracks. Then the vendor investor list shows all of the investors within a particular vendor or within a particular fund. Very useful information to have just at the tip of your fingers. Then there's the vendor distribution sheet. This will show you the 1-unit distributions for a particular program. Now we have the batch report, and the batch report is simply the complete report, but for a whole grouping of different registrations or different portfolios. Lastly is the business for the year. This shows between a year span what investments that a particular rep has made. So it shows the history of a year, how much money has been invested, and in what type of program it was invested in, so that you can track how you're investing your client's money. So for this demonstration though, we're going to use the complete report, as that's the report option that most likely you will be using the most. So once we click complete report, new options show up. The first thing we need to do is select the registration type that we want. We can do all the registrations, all of the portfolios, or nail down specifically what type of registration that we're wanting to see. But for this, we're going to do all registrations. We're going to select James Smith. Then we go over here to report date, and you can enter anything. You can enter first quarter of 2010. You can enter my first report. You can do anything. It's more of a report name. It doesn't have to be an actual date. So for this report, we're going to do second quarter 2010. Down here under complete report options, you can click all and select all of them, or you can be more specific and choose the specific sub-reports that you would like. This is how Omega Reports breaks down its rather extensive information, is into individual sub-reports. Now from what my clients have personally used with their clients, what they seem to find works best is to use the client holdings page, the diversification graph, and the summary page every quarter. And then with the annual reviews or a more detailed oriented client, they will show all of the different sub-reports. That's something that you can play around with, and you can decide what works best for your clients, and some clients may be different. So Omega Reports gives you the power to look through all of that wonderful information. So once you've selected the different sub-report options you have, you can decide to use some of the more advanced options, such as limiting the date range if you wanted to show as of the last quarter's end, so 3/30/2010. You can change that information here. If you have any investments that have gone full cycle, that have actually closed and returned all the money that they're going to return, Omega Reports has a closed holding and closed distribution report just for cases like this. It's great because it not only shows the client the simple rate of return, it also shows the client the annualized internal rate of return, which, as we all know, is really the proof in the pudding of how the program performed. So it's great information to have, and great information to be able to show your clients just at the click of a button. Likewise, if you'd like to round the distributions and you don't want to overload the client with pennies, you can do that as well. So for this report, we're going to just do all of the basic complete report options. We go over here and we've got 3 different options of how we want to view the report. We can either view it directly in Omega Reports. We can save it to a PDF so that we can put it on the server, put it on a personal computer, or so we can just email it to the client so they can see how their portfolio is doing. Lastly, we can print it directly to a printer, staple it, and hand it to the client. So for this, we're just going to click View Report. While it's generating, it's pulling all of that distribution information together, all of the client's information, all of the registration information, and compiling it into the report that you see here. So here's the report. You can cycle through it, make sure it's all okay, and then once you're ready to print it, you can just right click and click on print, and you're ready to go. So that's all there is to generating a report. As you can see, Omega Reports has tried to keep this as simple as possible. If you have any questions about any of the other features within Omega Reports, feel free to view our library of video tutorials and instructions to better educate yourself on how to use Omega Reports. Otherwise, just keep on using Omega Reports, where we always keep it simple. Thank you.